Have you ever wished you had, a memory superpower, the ability to remember pretty much anything? Well, what if I told you that you already have one? Seriously, it's just kind of locked away. So today, we're going to dive in and figure out how to unlock it, how to supercharge your memory using the one thing you've got in spades, your imagination.
Take a look at this number, 60,000 times. That's how much faster your brain processes an image compared to just plain old text. I mean, that's not just a small difference, right? It's absolutely massive. And it's the key, the secret sauce, to everything we're about to get into.
And this incredible speed, it isn't just a cool piece of trivia. It actually points to something fundamental about how we're wired. Using visuals isn't some clever memory trick. It's more like you're tapping directly into your brain's favorite way of doing things, its native language.
So what's the science behind this? It's something called dual coding theory, and it's pretty fascinating. Think of it this way. Your brain has a two-lane highway. One lane is just for words, and the other lane is just for images. Now, when you learn a new fact, you can send it down the word lane. Fine. But if you pair that word with a picture, you're sending that information down both lanes at once. This creates two different ways to get to that memory, making it way stronger and so much easier to recall later.
Okay, so how do we actually use this superpower? We use a technique called the vivid imagery method. It sounds fancy, but it's a really simple and honestly, profoundly effective way to turn any piece of info into a mental picture that's almost impossible to forget. Let's break down exactly how you can do it.
All right, here's the real secret. Your brain is basically designed to filter out boring stuff. It doesn't want to remember every single detail of your day, but it does pay attention to things that are new, weird, or surprising. And that, right there, is our secret ingredient. To make a memory really stick, the image we create in our mind has to be just wonderfully weird.
Just think about it for a second. Of all the things you saw yesterday, what do you actually remember? Was it the 15th gray car you passed on the highway? Probably not. Or was it something that made you laugh or, feel a really strong emotion?
Exactly. Your brain just latches onto images that are absurd or hilarious or packed with feeling. These act like mental hooks that make memories last. The more ridiculous you can make it, the better it's going to work.
But listen, to make an image truly unforgettable, we need to go beyond just what it looks like. We need to build a full sensory experience. What does it sound like? What does it smell like? What about taste and touch? The more senses you can pull into your mental picture, the more pathways you're creating in your brain. It makes the memory incredibly rich and, well, durable.
All right, that's enough theory. Let's actually put this into practice with a fun little exercise. We're going to link 5 totally random objects together by building a completely silly story chain. If it helps, close your eyes and really try to visualize this with me. Let's do it.
Okay, our first object is a fork. But hold on, don't just picture a normal fork. Imagine a giant, glowing fork. It's humming with this low electric buzz. You can almost feel the cold, smooth metal in your hand. This isn't just any fork. It's a magnificent, humming fork. You got it?
Next up, a light bulb. Now let's connect them. Imagine you take that giant humming fork and you tap it against a light bulb. But instead of shattering, the light bulb starts giggling, like a high-pitched tinkling giggle. Can you hear that? A giggling light bulb vibrating from the fork's hum. Weird, right?
Okay, object 3 is a shoe. Let's make it a really worn-out, kind of smelly leather shoe. The giggling light bulb suddenly sprouts little legs and hops right into the shoe, using it as a smelly little boat. Picture that light bulb wiggling its toes, if it had toes, inside this old shoe. You can almost smell that old leather. Our fourth item, a bar of soap. And let's say it's bright pink and smells intensely of strawberries. The shoe boat, with our little light bulb friend inside, is now floating down a river made of slippery pink strawberry soap. The whole scene smells overwhelmingly sweet, and the shoe is just slipping and sliding all over the place.
And finally, a rusty old key. As the shoe boat slides by, you reach out and you use that rusty key to carve your initials into the big pink soap bar. I want you to feel the gritty resistance of the soap, hear that scraping sound, and imagine the strawberry scent mixing with the metallic smell of that old key.
Okay, that was fun, right? Now, real quick, try to recall the items in order. It was a fork, then a light bulb, then a shoe, a soap bar, and a key. See? The bizarre story connects them perfectly. And this isn't just a game. You can use this exact technique to remember anything, from shopping lists to facts for an exam, or even the key points for a big presentation.
And this just perfectly illustrates the difference, doesn't it? Passively reading something is a single-sense activity, and it's super forgettable. But actively creating a multi-sensory mental image, that's an unforgettable experience. You're no longer just a consumer of information, you become its creator.
So, let's do a quick check-in. Why was it so important that we focused on the sounds and the smells and the feelings in our silly little story? What was the point of all that?
Well, it's because engaging all 5 senses makes the memory so much richer and stronger. Think of it like this. Each sense you add is like building another road to that memory in your brain. And if you have 5 roads leading to it, you're much, much less likely to get lost when you try to find it later.
So now it is your turn. I've got a simple, totally actionable challenge for you to help make this memory superpower a real habit. Let's call it the Vivid Vocabulary Challenge. For the next 7 days, I want you to just pick one new thing you want to remember each day. A word, a name, a historical fact, whatever. Spend just 60 seconds creating a bizarre, multi-sensory image for it. Then, see how easily you remember it the next morning. It's that simple.
I want to leave you with this thought from George Bernard Shaw. This technique really shows us that memory isn't just about storing things away. It's an act of creation. By using your imagination, you're not just remembering the world, you are actively building a richer, more vibrant, more memorable version of it inside your own mind. So the only question left is, what will you create?